What's going on, guys and girls? In this video we're going to be playing some more Project Cars and getting the trophy or achievement credit where credit is due. The details say you crash into an AI counterpart of an SMS employee. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the options and go down to options and help. Once we're in there, go down to the credits, and the reason for this is we were able to see all of the names of the people who worked at Slightly Mad Studios, because if you didn't know that SMS stands for Slightly Mad Studios, they are the developer of the game, and that is why this achievement or trophy is in here. So you could go through and write down some of these names or something like that, but I've got a better way. I found a website that has a list of all of the names already written down in alphabetical order, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to, I might put that in the description below, either a link or the actual list in the description, and then you guys can actually make it easier to find whether or not you are facing against some of these guys, the AI counterparts. And so the other thing we're going to do while we're in the options and help is we're going to go to the gameplay section and then go across to on-screen guides and displays, and then we want to just come down to opponent names. You want to make sure that that's set to on. The reason for this is because it's usually set to off or multiplayer only, but we want to make sure that it's all in single player as well. So if you set it to on or just single player, it will be on during your race, and it will just make it easier for you to see their names and crash into them, because the name will pop up on top of the car as you're racing along. So once you've done that, all you want to do is save those settings by exiting out of it, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do a solo game. So once you go into the solo game, you can choose any track. It doesn't really matter what track you want to choose. Choose one that you're familiar with, and then also choose a car that you would like to race in. Choose one you're familiar with or one that you haven't raced before and you just want to play around in the car. Just give it a go. Once you've done that, all you need to do is just set some of these settings. I will just make sure you have at least one lap, maybe some more. Set it to 13 opponents. The reason for that, I'll explain later. It's easier to show later. And then also set your opponent's skill to 0, and that will just make it a lot easier to catch up to them and crash into them. Now once the race loads up, what you want to do is you want to go into the pause menu, and once you're in here you can actually see all of the people that are in your race. Now the reason I told you to only choose 13 people is because of the fact you can only see 14 names on the list, and one of the names is yours, so there's no point in having any more because you can't seem to scroll up or down. So what I did is I just went into here and then I checked all of these names against the list that I have of SMS employees, and I kept doing that. And if you don't find any in your race, all you need to do is you just leave, and then you come back in, you check again, and then you leave and check again, and you just keep doing that until you find an SMS employee in your race, as I did here. And we have Michael I can't even pronounce the last name, but he's in 14th place at the moment, and we're going to go up and smack into him so we can get this trophy. Now once you've found an SMS employee, all you need to do is go back to your race and then continue on until you catch up to them and then crash into them. Now I do believe you need to crash into them so hard that you actually knock them off a track or into a barrier or something like that. The reason why I say this is because the first time I tried to get this trophy, I found Andy Marshall, who is an SMS employee, and I crashed into him like 7 or 8 times, but I never knocked him off the track and I never got the trophy. And then this time when I found Michael, I crashed into him twice. The first time I didn't knock him off the track and I didn't hit him very hard, but then the second time I hit him really hard and I knocked him off the track and I got the trophy. So as you can see, Michael is right in front of me right up here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let him get a little bit of distance between us, and then I'm just going to go full speed right into the back of him, and there's no trophy. As you can see, I didn't knock him off the track and I only hit him slightly hard. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give him a lot of space, hit him right before he goes into a corner and knock him off the track, and as you can see, get the trophy. Credit where credit is due. So I'm not 100% sure whether or not that is what you have to do, but it may be the case. So that's all I'm really going to do for this video. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys will be able to get this trophy or achievement. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. And now it's time for me to say, see ya guys and girls.